Welcome to Stage 10 of La Vuelta 22. After Monday's rest day on the Costa Blanca, the race resumes with the only individual time trial of this edition. It's a big day for the GC favourites. Later this week, the sprinters will be back in action, but not Sam Bennett. The Irishman was forced to withdraw before today's stage.
It's a really big shame for Sam and the team.
He deserves to be here, he's put the work in, and yeah, he's obviously showed he's back to his best, so I'm pretty sure he would have won the green jersey.
The GC picture sharpened into focus at the end of last week. While Jay Vine was taking two brilliant stage wins, Remco Evenepoel dominated his rivals in the battle for the red jersey. The Belgian has big ambitions, and his quick-step Alpha Vinyl team look well equipped to secure overall victory.
I'm really impressed by my team, really. I'm so happy with the guys. It really makes me a bit emotional to see guys working their hearts out for me. I think the team did perfect.
Primož Roglič is perhaps still feeling the ill effects of his crash at the Tour de France. He currently trails Evenepoel and Enric Mas, while Spain's rising stars Carlos Rodriguez and Juan Ayuso are hoping to make their mark.
Hay que ser ambicioso, querer hacerlo lo mejor posible y será lo que tenga que ser. Que hago podium, pues sería genial. Un sueño hecho realidad, subir al podio de una grande. Pero si reviento y quedo el último, también tengo que estar contento, siempre y cuando haya dado el máximo.
Stage 10 is an individual time trial of 30.9 kilometres from Elche to Alicante. This is one for the pure specialists, flat and straight. However, the wind could play a role along the coastline. For Michael Hepburn, one of the early leaders, there shouldn't be any major surprises.
It's a proper TT course. I think it'll suit the specialists, the bigger guys who can put the power out on the flat, long straights. There's not much to it, but obviously aerodynamics and CDA is, just as important. I think a few of the GC guys are stronger time trials than others. Could be a couple of minutes between them.
Well, the first man to really stand out from the crowd was Remy Cavania, the former French national champion, taking almost a minute out of Hepburn's time. He would no doubt be able to give his teammate Evenepoel a couple of pointers on the course.
C'est un très bon parcours, voilà, force, aérodynamisme. Voilà, c'est le combo gagnant, je pense, aujourd'hui, et c'est lui qui, je pense, c'est le meilleur là-dedans.
Well, to get a sense of how good Cavania's time was, you just had to look at the subsequent attempts to beat it. Several riders were close at the first checkpoint before fading and finishing a long way behind the TGV from Clermont-Ferrand. Australian champion Rohan Dennis, American champion Lawson Craddock and the impressive Fred Wright were all within 10 seconds after 10 kilometres, but they reached the finish line at least 30 seconds adrift. When Rigoberto Urán rolled down the ramp, the top 20 were officially underway, with Cavania still sitting pretty in the hot seats. All eyes on the upcoming duel between the TT specialists Roglič and Evenepoel. The Belgian has already won 3 time trials this year, most recently at his national championships. Roglič, the Olympic champion, has won all 8 of his previous time trials in Spain. In fact, he beat Evenepoel to win in the Basque Country in April. At the first checkpoint, several favourites were close to Cavania's time. Pavel Sivakov, Roglič and Simon Yates all within a second or two. But Evenepoel was on a completely different planet, going fully 21 seconds faster than his teammates. The Frenchman didn't seem to mind too much. Sivakov ended up losing 27 seconds to his compatriot, but still went into provisional second place. Roglič was keeping pace with Cavania though. He may not be at 100%, but the Slovenian knows his way around a time trial. Unfortunately, the same couldn't be said for Joao Almeida in the final.
Almeida making his way up towards the top of this.
Oh no!
No, Joao Almeida.
What a shame, he's taken the deviation of where the team car should go.
Not good news there, Joao Almeida comes out.
Rodriguez boosted his overall podium hopes with a solid time, just 22 seconds down on Cavania. And the Frenchman was finally beaten by Roglič. The defending champion going 12 seconds faster, but it wouldn't be nearly enough to take the stage honours. And that's because Evenepoel was on an absolute flyer, taking his maiden Grand Tour stage victory in some style.
Here there is the red jersey. Remco Evenepoel comes sprinting around the corner. He has put everybody in another area of cycling. 48 seconds. He smashes the defending champion.
Well, Remco Evenepoel is currently in a league of his own at this Vuelta. Having already stunned his rivals in the mountains, he was always going to hurt them in the time trial, which is one of his favourite disciplines. The former European champion taking his 9th career win against the clock, and he tightens his grip on that red jersey.
I actually don't know the result, so...
48 seconds over Primož Roglič.
48? Well, that's a big surprise. When I was still sitting in the bus, I could see that everybody was actually slowing down in the second part. Yeah, I mean, I knew I just had to push like one power all the time because it's flat with a super hard finish. And well, my legs were so heavy on this last bump. It was actually really hard, but super nice to win this town trial in the red jersey. It's an amazing feeling.
Evenepoel winning ahead of Roglič and Cavania, with Rodriguez and Sivakov rounding out the top 5. Enric Mas just about made the top 10, almost 2 minutes off the pace. Evenepoel now boasts a commanding lead of 2 minutes and 41 seconds over Roglič, with Mas slipping down to 3rd place. Rodriguez remains 4th, with Yates moving above Ayuso into 5th. Mads Pedersen is still in the green jersey, and with Sam Bennett's withdrawal, he now has a big lead of 62 points. Evenepoel going up to 2nd, ahead of Marc Soler and Roglič. Jay Vine won't really have to think about defending his polka dot jersey until the weekend, although there is another summit finish on Peñas Blancas this Thursday. Evenepoel also increases his lead in the youth classification, his nearest challenger Rodriguez almost 4 minutes back. Well, stage 11 is another flat one with no categorised climbs on the menu. A long day in the saddle though, with just over 190 kilometres to cover. Evenepoel and the other GC contenders will take a back seat and give the sprinters a chance to stretch their legs in Cabo de Gata.